Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Fit for Life presents Subway Fitness Revolution 10, The Storm. Strikes at Mon Rouge playing field beginning Monday, 10th July. Monday to Thursday from 5 p.m. $60 gets you on the inside with 4 weeks of fitness and fun activities led by a team of local and international fitness experts. Activities include aerobics, dance-a-side, fitness challenges, heights, and our signature and highly anticipated Raw Day event. Attractive prizes and giveaways. Get fit and healthy. Lose weight. Build stamina for the summer and get in shape for Spice Mass 23. Register today at Fit for Life Medical in Grandance or Standard Bookstore on Lucas Street, St. George. 16 days of health and fitness activities. We shift towards national health and wellness. Grenada Fitness Revolution 10, The Storm. Endorsed by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Fitness Revolution 10 is sponsored by Subway Grenada, Dasani Water, Powerade, Vitamalt, Antillian Insurance, Flow, Greens Automotive, Pineapple Marketing and Communication, Allied Laboratories, Captain Harris Apartments, MTV, Emporio Grenada Limited, Sign Wizard, Mitchell's Health and Wellness, and Oro Mass Band.
Caribjet, the most experienced travel agency company in Grenada, serving our clients and businesses for over 40 years. IATA accredited, we issue tickets on 280 airlines, representatives for Condor, the German airlines, and main agents for Virgin, KLM and Air France. We're specialists to the Middle East. Walk in to our ticket office at Maurice Bishop Highway, call 439-4444, WhatsApp 534-7755 or visit caribjet.com.
Scene 2, take 1, and action.
Situationship, no relationship.
I Am Mass. I Am Mass, the movie, Netflix banned. On Saturday, July 8th, the epic movie saga will continue. Gates open 10 p.m., showtime midnight, National Stadium. But it's more mass. I Am Mass 2023, the movie, Netflix banned.
Hello and welcome to the MTV Evening News for Monday, the 3rd of July, with the news headlines coming to you in association with Courts Grenada Limited.
Wait and see, wait and see, wait and see, wait and see. Whenever we touching the vacancy, we just climb over the gate and see.
Boom! It's carnival time at Courts Ready Cash. So visit your nearest Courts Ready Cash for instant carnival prizes, tickets, and much more with your loan of $3,000 or over. Come home to Courts Ready Cash this carnival season and enjoy flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, your job letter, and 2 references. Simple as that. Follow Ready Cash on Facebook and Instagram for your updates and in our in-store carnival parties and our carnival workout sessions. It's time for carnival at Courts Ready Cash. Visit shopcourts.com for details. Come home to Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are.
Everybody push something in the air.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Coming up in the news this evening, Postal Corporation workers call for more money and better working conditions. Day 3 and still no resolution for Republic Bank workers. Grenada celebrates as CARICOM turns 50. And in sport, national swimmers perform exceptionally well at CAC Games. We'll have details to those and other stories coming up for you. A look too at the public forecast information. So right after the break, stay with us.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Good evening, I'm Tony Julian with the details. Workers from the Grenada Postal Corporation and their union staged mild industrial action on Monday over salary increases and better working conditions. According to their union representative, if management does not seek to engage the union, they can expect an escalation in the coming days. But let's get more in a report from Troy Gill.
Workers at the Grenada Postal Corporation downed tools and staged protest action outside the post office at Burns Point, St. George on Monday. President of Public Workers Union, Brian Grimes, told our news team that their actions are due to several outstanding matters, including the refusal of management to engage the union on the collective bargaining agreement.
We wrote for engagement on the 24th of April 2023, the 6th of June 2023, and the 9th of June 2023. All we are getting thus far is basically delay tactics. There has been talks about an HR audit, so to speak, in order for them to sit and engage with the union. But we are saying in categorical terms that an HR audit does not preclude the management and the board of the GPC from engaging with the union in social dialogue.
According to Grimes, increases are also overdue for the workers at the Postal Corporation.
We have workers here that are working for less than $720, right, per month at the Grenada Postal Corporation, the prestigious GPC. Now, if you do a mean average of all the salaries together, right, it adds up on average about $1,200 a month, even, nearing very senior positions in here. The worker's salary has been the same for the past 7 years or so. Right? It has not changed. They have been battling inflation and other things with very, very minuscule salaries.
The issue of health and safety is also a major concern, he says.
In addition to these salary issues, in addition to the fact that everyone here, even after 7 years of work, is temporary or on contract, we have very, very serious health and safety problems here. As we speak right now, the toilet is flooded. As we speak, if you go to the kitchen, you will see rat droppings. So based on the myriad of issues, right? Based on the myriad of issues that we are facing, I believe and I know that the management and board of the GPC, I say this respectfully, there is an abrogation of their duty in not engaging the union.
Grimes affirms that if management of the GPC does not seek to engage the union, there will be an escalation of protest action going forward. For MTV News, Troy.
Meanwhile, Director at the Grenada Postal Corporation, Randall Robinson, in response to the protest action on Monday, says the current situation at the corporation is partly due to the shifting technological landscape.
Business as usual in postal corporations, not just in Grenada but across the region and worldwide, have been struck by technology. Letters, who sends a letter anymore? Mostly when you get a letter is bills, right? So bills are kind of sustaining us because those are the people who have to put a stamp on and we get the things out of them. Letters that will go all around and people will pay stamp duty and whatever as the case might be have been replaced by emails. So we have experienced a tremendous loss.
Robinson says while there has been no recent salary increases, government is seeking to address the situation of contract work.
This is a situation that has been inherited over the last, for the most part, employees have been here over the last 6 years on 2-year contracts that keep repeating. So 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, and there has never been an increase in salary during the time that they have had these contracts renewed. Right? So I am new. I have come in and found that situation. You will know that this government is not interested in having people on contract much longer, if at all. So we have to be, and so all the employees, everybody's contracts come to a close on December 31st, 2023.
Robinson says while they have not received official communication from the union regarding Monday's activity, that they are still not opposed to meeting with the union. However, he does believe the engagement should begin with the shop stewards. The Bank and General Workers Union, meanwhile, says that they are not backing down in the struggle for increases for its members at the Republic Bank. The staff gathered at the bank's headquarters in the south of the island on Monday as they continue to voice their concerns. We hear more from Donella Hostin.
Republic Bank issued a statement on the first day of the strike action indicating that they are awaiting the minister's reasons for her recommendation following a meeting on March 13th. President of the Bank and General Workers Union, Joseph Mitchell, confirmed that a hard copy of the minister's recommendation was submitted to the bank's management on Monday.
From the union standpoint, we are very satisfied really with what we have seen. Obviously, we think that the salary increases could have been more, but in the context of the current situation, we are satisfied with the outcome.
The strike action, which is into its third day, has received solidarity from other unions from Trinidad and Barbados. Here at home, the Technical and Allied Workers Union is also adding its voice to the industrial struggle.
And for the like of us, we cannot understand why is it that the bank is refusing to accept the recommendation from the Minister for Labour, which is a very conservative recommendation. Over a four-year period, 12.25%, taking into account the skyrocketing cost of living. And for the bank to keep insisting that they needed a written explanation for what they have already heard, because there's absolutely no way that the minister will deviate from our reasoning as to what was advanced around the table.
It is not clear as to what is the bank's position now that it has received the minister's reasons for her recommendations. At the same time, Mr. Mitchell said a timeline cannot be set as to when their action would be discontinued.
I cannot put a time limit, but certainly we are prepared to struggle for as long as it takes and whatever it takes to let good sense prevail in this. So I'm not going to put a timeline. This is squarely on the shoulders, as it has been from day one, on the backs of the Republic Bank management.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
To mark the 50th anniversary of the CARICOM community, a series of activities was held on Monday, the 3rd of July, beginning with a flag-raising ceremony at the ministerial complex. Roxy McLeish Hutchinson, Permanent Secretary within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, shared some brief remarks.
We are indeed a harbor of diversity when we consider the multifaceted nature of our peoples, our diverse cultures, shared principles, and the economic and social ties that bind each member state to this region. It is one of our greatest assets. We celebrate the improvements made in the lives of our people within the 4 pillars of our integration movement: economic integration, human and social development, foreign policy coordination, and security cooperation. As we commemorate this occasion, we welcome the efforts of every citizen of Grenada, here and in the diaspora, every CARICOM citizen residing here in Grenada, in building a stronger and more united Caribbean community, one that is secure, resilient, and prosperous for generations to come.
Following the ceremony was a walk from the ministerial complex to Camahorn Park, followed by a cultural extravaganza featuring a variety of local and regional goods and products. Celebrations are being held under the theme 50 Years Strong, a solid foundation to build on. Tomorrow, the 4th of July, remember, has been declared a holiday by Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagranade, through a proclamation released on the 21st of June this year. The decision to observe a bank holiday in all member territories was made at the 44th regular meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government held in the Bahamas earlier this year. CARICOM Day marks the signing of the Treaty of Chaguaramas on the 4th of July back in 1973, and it's celebrated annually on the first Monday of July. In an effort to get Grenada reading again, the Grenadian Published Authors Inc. hosted a pop-up book expo on Monday, the 3rd of July, as part of this year's CARICOM Day celebrations. The expo saw books from a variety of local authors, ranging from novels to children's books. The MTV News team visited the expo and spoke with one of the directors of the Grenadian Published Authors Incorporated, David Ambrose.
This is our first major event since Grenadian Published Authors launched on June 28th. And one of our goals is to get people back into reading. And so we do have a lot of Grenadian titles. We have so many authors in our group, and we go about doing events like this to showcase titles written by Grenadian authors. As we could see here on our table, we probably have about close to 20 titles, if not over 20 titles here on the table. And the idea is to give Grenadians access to these titles. We don't have a national library yet, but whenever you come out, whenever the public come out to events like this, then they can look at what's available, purchase, and read to the children and enjoy the stories that Grenadians write.
Ambrose said it's important to have events like these to encourage children to read.
We've traditionally been a culture, a group of people that read. I remember when I was in secondary school, people in my class, including myself, would read a lot. Sometimes teachers would take our books because we'd read in the middle of class. I wonder if teachers take any books nowadays. But what we have today, and on days like this, is an opportunity for parents to come out and get books so that the children could read during the summer. We would like Grenadian children to read. And when you read a lot, you educate yourself, you gain more knowledge, you practice the English language. English is the official language of Grenada. And you learn how to write because you could emulate the way these stories are written.
And that's the first segment of the news. We'll be back with you right after the break.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Well, what do you know? The NLA is giving you an additional chance at winning in its Crazy Cash Second Chance Parish Giveaway. Yes! Starting June 10th, enter your non-winning Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway tickets valued at $12 or more in a single purchase for a chance to win over $25,000 in cash. Be sure to write your name, address, and contact info on your entries before dropping them in the NLA branded box at your favorite authorized agent. Draws will be conducted every Friday starting June 23rd to July 21st, 2023 for every parish. That's a total of 105 draws of $250 each. Promotion ends July 14th, 2023. Must be 18 or older to participate. Other terms and conditions apply. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Have a great idea for a children's book? Here's your opportunity to turn that great idea into a must-read. GND Schools Incorporated invites writers to apply now for our third publishing round of beginning reader storybooks. Selected applicants will participate in a workshop for writers of children's storybooks starting July 17th, 2023. Learn ways to develop creative story ideas and structure stories for beginning readers. A few select writers will have their manuscripts published. To apply, simply submit an original writing sample for children of at least 200 words and email your sample along with full name and contact details to info@grenadaschoolsinc.com by July 10th. Spots are limited, so apply today. GND Schools Inc., strengthening the foundations for early literacy in Grenada.
Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited has the credit cards to suit your needs. Choose any one of our 3 Visa credit cards, Classic, Infinite, or Signature, and enjoy the affordability, security, and convenience they all offer. Get value for your money with Visa Reward Points. The more you spend, the more points you earn. Co-op Bank is giving you options. You have the choice. We've got the cards. Tailor-made just for you. Visit www.grenadacoopbank.com for more information or call or visit any one of our retail banking units.
Welcome home. Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by switching to energy-efficient appliances? By switching to energy-efficient appliances, you can help lower your energy usage. Your refrigerator, for example, is amongst the highest energy-consuming appliances within your home as it remains running throughout the day and night. Switching to an energy-efficient refrigerator can lower your electricity bill by up to 40%. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However,
I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by switching to energy-efficient appliances. What can you do?
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada. Important announcement for CIBC First Caribbean customers. Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited invites prospective customers to collect their debit and credit cards, checkbooks, night depository keys and bags, and deposit books at its distribution center located at the GV Steel Conference Room, number 14 Church Street, St. George's. The center will be open from June 19th to July 8th, 2023, operating from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Mondays to Fridays, and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. You will be required to present a valid photo ID for collection. To avoid any delay in your service, we encourage you to visit Co-op Bank's distribution center at your earliest convenience between June 19th and July 8th, 2023. We look forward to welcoming you home.
Welcome back. The 2023 Emancipation Day celebrations, they were launched on Monday under the theme, In the Spirit of Emancipation, Reclaiming Our African Identity. Grenada commemorates Emancipation Day annually on the first Monday of August to remember the liberation of black slaves. The actual date of emancipation was the 1st of August, 1834. Present at the launching was Minister for Culture, Ronald Redhead.
As a government, we believe that it is time that we promote greater self-sufficiency, greater self-awareness of our people, our identity, and our culture. It is time that we stop paying lip service to the calls to teach culture in schools. It is time that we stop paying lip service to the mindset to say that we promote our culture but still promote other countries' cultures as we go on. It is time that we carve out our identity as a nation to ensure that it survives and the sustainability in teaching and training our culture becomes a practical reality as we forge ahead.
CEO of the Grenada Cultural Foundation is Livingston Nelson, who gave an overview of the 2023 Emancipation celebrations.
I would go forward to say that what we plan together is first on the 3rd of July is to launch our cultural awareness program. Daily letting the Grenadian people become aware of a lot of information that is outside it. And we believe that we are not doing a good enough job in promoting our culture to the general public. We are also launching a poetry competition, and the theme is said, In the Spirit of Emancipation, Reclaiming Our African Identity. On the 17th of July, we are going to be having an exhibition, and that exhibition will be taking place at the National Museum. And on the 25th again of July, we will be having a lecture presentation. The detail in terms of the finalization of the location and the presenter, I would leave that to Mr. Ali Gill.
Nelson said that there'll be a watch night on the 31st of July.
To give a little bit more detail on that. But we also want to plan on the 31st of July what we call a watch night. The watch night came about because on the 1st of July was supposed to be that grand day, that day when we were supposed to be free, going back to the year 1838. And imagine you're in bondage and you cannot sleep. So for the night leading up to that final day, you burn fire, you cook food, you celebrate, hoping and waiting for that final day to come when you will be totally free. So we want to recreate that. But on August the 1st, we are going to be having what we call an ancestral libation and homage to all the great, to the blood and the sweat of our ancestors that preceded us.
Well, it was a proud moment for the students, teachers and parents at the St. George's Anglican School as 106 students graduated, marking their final leg of their primary school journey. Here are some highlights from the graduation ceremony.
I was born strong. I was made for this. See, I had so many hard times when I thought I couldn't make it. See,
education is a continuous process from one stage in life to another. Fellow graduates, as you journey from primary into secondary, I know how happy and anxious you are. Your parents, family members, friends, your school, principal, teachers, and the entire Anglican school family are very proud of your achievement and success thus far.
Now let me say how happy I am to look at you, 106 of you. Good headaches, but good crowns. Give them a clap. It was a tough battle with plenty of love that have us today with the biggest graduating class in years.
Graduates, your secondary school life is a most important adventure. Notice I said adventure. As you not only develop and hone your skills, especially your digital skills, strengthen your mind by expanding your capacity to reason and think critically, but most importantly, it is an opportunity to build your character and find yourselves. Your many experiences should serve to equip you to engage positively in the economic, cultural, social, and technological challenges you will inevitably face in life.
As we celebrate our remarkable achievements, we are reminded of the countless memories, friendships, and lessons that have shaped us into the individuals we are today. Undoubtedly, we are rising to the occasion with God's grace and guidance. First and foremost, I must thank God for His blessing and honor to stand before you today delivering this speech for the class of 2023. Today is a day to be appreciative, reflective, and inspired.
I had my trials and my pillows and my eyes. Then the morning came, and my wings took flight.
The Grenville leg of the Subway Fitness Revolution 10 was labeled a success by organizers and participants alike. Health and fitness lovers now await the highly anticipated main event that's to be held at Montrouge, St. George in the month of July. But we have more in this report.
It was 2 weeks of fitness and fun at Victoria Park, Grenville, as patrons from the big parish came out to support the Grenville leg of the Subway Fit for Life Fitness Revolution 10, which came to an end on Thursday. According to Public Relations Officer at Fit for Life, Troy Gill, it was a success and they are now preparing for the main events to be held in St. George.
We've just wrapped up the Grenville leg of the Subway Fitness Revolution 10. It was a blast, and now we are moving down back to Montrouge Playing Field Grandstands for the main event. All right, guys, and the main event is going to take place from 10th July up until August 3rd. So it's actually going to be 16 days of excitement, fitness, and fun. Where you can get registered, you can get registered at Fit for Life Medical Grandstand St. George, or you can get registered at Standard Bookshop, Lucas Street, St. George's as well.
Fitness professional Chris Williams, who led the sessions over the 2-week period, also shared on the workout and its benefits, which includes aerobic and cardio exercises.
You know, the sweat, the movement is a very effective type of exercise. It's something that even though we're doing it for a short period of time, it gets the heart rate to go up. And anything that stimulates the heart, you know, causes your blood to flow a lot better in the body. You know, the movements wakes up your body, wakes up your joint. It teaches you how to breathe properly. You know, it gets you in that jump start to be active for later days in your life. So I encourage people to get involved in these kind of exercises, not because you say, okay, it might be for a short time, but you see that short time might be the jump start to what you might do for the rest of your life. So yeah, these are very effective type of exercise. You may not get the full result that you're looking for in that short period of time. But you see the jump start, the waking up of the body, the allowing the body to know that, hey, I'm being active, that is very important.
Our news team also spoke to several participants.
It motivates you to get involved in physical exercise. You know, sometimes we're too busy to go join a gym or so, but when something like that happens in your area, it's good to get involved. It's good for me personally because I haven't been well lately. I've been a lot tired, suffering with diabetes and so on, and it helped me to motivate myself and to keep going.
It was good, very good to me. It helped me a lot. And it keeps me moving on, like on a morning time. I was so lazy from the bed, but getting up early now with the little exercising. So I wish it could happen again, but I wish it didn't have to finish.
With the Grenville leg having concluded, the organizers are now gearing up to host the main event at Monroe St. George in the month of July. MTV News, Donessa Pancho.
That's the second segment of the news for Monday here on MTV. Came to you in association with the Grenada Cooperative Bank.
Important announcement for CIBC First Caribbean customers. Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited invites prospective customers to collect their debit and credit cards, checkbooks, night depository keys and bags, and deposit books at its distribution center located at the GV Steel Conference Room, number 14 Church Street, St. George's. The center will be open from June 19th to July 8th, 2023, operating from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Mondays to Fridays, and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. You will be required to present a valid photo ID for collection. To avoid any delay in your service, we encourage you to visit Co-op Bank's distribution center at your earliest convenience between June 19th and July 8th, 2023. We look forward to welcoming you home.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and regional cricket tournaments. Additionally, they made it possible for you, the public, to view local, regional, and international tournaments from the comfort of your homes. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Speed it up to your inner move. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through. What you gonna do when
Scene 2, take 1, and action.
Situationship, no relationship.
I Am Mass. I Am Mass, the movie, Netflix banned. On Saturday, July 8th, the epic movie saga will continue. Dates open 10 p.m., showtime midnight, National Stadium. But it's more mass. I Am Mass 2023, the movie, Netflix banned.
The owner of Mindy is seeking the support in finding her. Mindy has a pink collar and was last seen in Bayview Drive for Judy. She is microchipped and has a green tattoo from spading under her tummy. A reward is being offered for anyone who has information on Mindy's whereabouts. You can contact 406-6525 or 538-4085.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply. Business in 3 comes to you in association with GIDC, empowering the Spice Isle.
It's the MTV News Monday, and in this week's edition of MTV's Business in 3, host Donella Hostin speaks with young entrepreneur from St. Mark, Richie Modeste, owner of Claire Ambition Art.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this week's edition of MTV's Business in 3, sponsored by the GIDC. Today, we are speaking to Richie Modeste. He is the owner of Claire Ambition Art. Now, he's going to be telling us a little bit about what he does and how the GIDC has helped him in his business venture. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Richie Modeste, and I'm an artist. I do handcrafted work as well as paintings and other works as well, because I like trying my hands at several different things at the same time. So basically, I'm from Waltham, St. Mark's. Grew up in the area my whole life, so that's where I'm at. And I'm very enthusiastic and inspired by art. So I do paintings, as I said, but it's landscape paintings, and it's more to the detailed side, and also handcrafted bags from seaweed, green seaweed, and coconut fiber. So I started that journey back in 2017, where I started with cocoa leaves, trying to make bags with cocoa leaves, and it took me to where I'm at right now with the coconut and the seaweed, which I developed on my own.
If you could just tell us, tell the viewers a little bit about how you do that and how the GIDC has helped you in this process to get to where you are today.
I attend the SIEP Business Development Program at GIDC. That program was very, very well put together, although we had little challenges, but I enjoyed it to the fullest, and I gathered a lot of information from that, which helped me in developing my business today, and I'm grateful for that. It's been a journey through GIDC, and it was challenging at first and also interesting. Getting to interact with the trainees and the instructors as well was a plus on my side. I learned a lot of new things, and my perspective, my vision was a bit wider now that I'm finished through the program. At first, I thought I would not be able to handle it because I was working at the time on night shift, and then having to come to classes in the morning to the evening was kind of heavy on my head. But still, I tried my best to come through and finish the course and everything like that.
So there we have it, guys. We were speaking to Richie Modeste, and he is the owner of Clear Ambition Art. And he just told us all about his products and his paintings and where you can find them. So this is where we say goodbye to our viewers and listeners. This was MTV's Business in 3. I am your host, Donala Hostin.
It's the MTV Evening News Monday. Regional highlights are next.
Business in 3 came to you in association with GIDC, empowering the SPY side.
Do you have or plan to start a business or project in the agribusiness, tourism, health and wellness, ICT, or energy sectors? You too can qualify for investment incentives such as duty-free concessions, tax credits, and tax waivers and exemption. Just fill in the application form, submit all the relevant documents, and your application can be processed in as little as 7 days. It's that simple. Contact us today to know more about investment incentives.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Welcome back. Let's now join Clifton James for this evening's Regional Roundup.
Good evening with tonight's MTV Regional Roundup. I am Clifton James. In Trinidad, Caribbean Community CARICOM leaders opened a 3-day summit in Trinidad on Monday, coinciding with the 50th anniversary of the regional integration movement. Dominica's Prime Minister and incoming CARICOM chairman, Roosevelt Skerritt, told the Caribbean Media Corporation, CMC, that the summit provides an opportunity for introspection and reflection. I think it is important for us to assess where we are and to see where we will be 50 years down the road, he said, noting that the summit is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago, the birthplace of CARICOM. The integration movement came into being on July the 4th, 1973, when the then leaders of Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Guyana signed the Treaty of Chaguaramas at the Convention Centre in Chaguaramas on the country's west coast. Dominica was originally due to host the summit, but instead allowed Port of Spain to host the event, which also include a formal flag-raising ceremony at the site where the treaty was signed and the laying of a commemorative plaque. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Prime Minister and National Security Minister Dr. Ralph Gonzalez has expressed concern about the attack on a Cuban doctor in Kingstown, now warded in the intensive care at the country's main hospital. Police in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are yet to comment on the attack which took place on Friday night as Dr. Alfredo Batista Salgado was on his way home, but reports are that he received a cut across his abdomen, exposing his intestines. According to Eyewitness News, Salgado, who told police that he was attacked while on his way home after the Calypso semi-finals, was found bleeding outside the prison by guards. Salgado, 53, is the district medical officer for the Mariaker Health District. Speaking on local radio on Sunday, Prime Minister Gonzalez, who is also the National Security Minister, said he feels terrible about the attack on the Cuban Medical Brigade member. Shivnan Henry, 29, who is accused of beating his partner to death, has been arrested by police. He was arrested on Monday morning. Director of the Guyana Police Force's Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, Mark Ramotar, has confirmed. Henry, a fisherman labourer, is accused of fatally beating his partner, 48-year-old Bibi Nasifa Baksh, at their Utiglove West Coast Demerara home on Sunday. HCP Nightly News understands that Baksh and Henry shared a rocky relationship, with fights and quarrels being the order of the day. It is alleged that the couple had an argument between 4:30 and 5:30 on Sunday morning while imbibing, and Henry began beating the housewife. He allegedly kicked her down a wooden stairs and dragged her to the roadway, where he dealt her several kicks and lashes with a piece of wood. After the beating, police said the suspect and the victim's 12-year-old daughter assisted her back into the house. The woman was taken to her room and placed on a bed. A short while after, the woman was observed to be motionless. The suspect fled the scene, and public-spirited citizens subsequently informed the police after the victim's 12-year-old daughter raised an alarm about her mother being motionless. On arrival, police observed that the woman lying motionless in the bedroom with what appeared to be abrasions on her forehead, shoulder, arms and knees. Back's body was escorted to the Leonora Cottage Hospital, where she was pronounced dead and escorted to the Ezekiel Funeral Home, awaiting a post-mortem examination. And that was your regional roundup for tonight. I am Clifton James.
This is the MTV Evening News. We'll be back with you after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Arise Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are next.
Well, what do you know? The NLA is giving you an additional chance at winning in its Crazy Cash Second Chance Parish Giveaway. Yes! Starting June 10th, enter your non-winning Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway tickets valued at $12 or more in a single purchase for a chance to win over $25,000 in cash. Be sure to write your name, address, and contact info on your entries before dropping them in the NLA branded box at your favorite authorized agent. Draws will be conducted every Friday starting June 23rd to July 21st, 2023 for every parish. That's a total of 105 ticket draws of $250 each. Promotion ends July 14th, 2023. Must be 18 or older to participate. Other terms and conditions apply. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by switching to energy-efficient appliances? By switching to energy-efficient appliances, you can help lower your energy usage. Your refrigerator, for example, is amongst the highest energy-consuming appliances within your home as it remains running throughout the day and night. Switching to an energy-efficient refrigerator can lower your electricity bill by up to 40%. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by switching to energy-efficient appliances. What can you do?
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Scene 2, take 1, and action.
Situationship, no relationship.
I am Mass. I am Mass, the movie. Netflix ban. On Saturday, July 8th, the epic movie saga will continue. Dates open 10 p.m. Showtime midnight. National Stadium. But it's more mass. I Am Mass 2023. The movie. Netflix ban.
Fit for Life presents its 11th annual Kids Summer Program 2023 with the theme Move Your Body, Stimulate Your Mind. From July 10th to August the 11th, 5 weeks of educational and fun activities for the kids ages 3 to 14. Executed by certified, experienced teachers, fitness trainers, and other professionals. Activities include physical fitness, diet, nature walks, martial arts, lessons in renewable energy, food safety and security, recycling, reducing and reusing renewable energy, healthy cooking, fitness and nutrition, games, career building, academics, and so much more. Only $290 EC. Sibling discounts and early bird specials available. For more information, call 404-9355, 405-935-7 or 439-3488. Fit for Life's Kids Summer Program. Move your body, stimulate your mind.
National swimmers perform exceptionally well at CAC Games. That story and more coming up in our sporting segment.
The MTV Evening Sports is brought to you in association with Courts, bringing value home.
A special evening to you now, sporting fans. Here's Donella Houston with your highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. Reigning javelin throw world champion Anderson Peters in the past week competed at and completed 2 very testing meets. The number 2 ranked thrower in the world on June 27th contested the Ostrava Golden Spike meet, placing 5th with his best throw measuring 74.11 meters. On Friday, June 30th, Peters again placed 5th, but this time with a throw of 82.23 meters. On the weekend of June 25th, while going through his routine as preparations for his world title defense in August continue, Peters stepped on the base of a hurdle and slightly twisted his ankle. He has received treatment that allowed him to compete subsequently, but out of an abundance of caution, Peters will undergo treatment for the next 2 weeks to ensure a full recovery. After 6 days of competition, swimming concluded at the CAC Games in San Salvador on Thursday night. National athletes Sarah Dowden and Zachary Gresham put in exemplary performances at this high-level competition. Gresham advanced to the final in the 200 IM and the B final in the 100-meter backstroke, while Dowden advanced to the B final in the 200-meter IM and had a personal best performance in the 50-meter butterfly, dropping 4 seconds for her entry time, swimming an impressive 1:13.70. The team returned to Grenada on Saturday. The Grenada Motor Club, together with the Pearls Right Start Soccer Academy, embarked on a cleanup campaign at Pearls Speedway on Saturday, July 1st. The Motor Club intends on getting the community at Pearls more actively involved when it comes to the development and cleanliness of the surrounding areas. Going forward, the GMC will like to partly adopt this football academy as their initiative. It is not only about motorsports, but to give support and assistance to the other sporting disciplines like football, cricket, and athletics, as they all fall under one body. And that's it for this evening's sports. I am Donella Houston.
Thank you, Donella, for the latest sporting highlights there. And viewers, when we return, we'll have the latest public forecast information for you and a recap of the stories.
The MTV Evening Sports was brought to you in association with Quartz, bringing value home.
MTV Weather Report comes to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
We believe in possibilities. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good Monday evening, viewers, and back once again with your nighttime weather forecaster, meteorologist Wayne Williams. Heavy showers and some isolated thunder showers dominated the weather throughout the central and the southern Caribbean today as a tropical wave moved through the area. The cloudiness continues behind the wave and going to continue to bring us showers, some heavy and possible thunder showers tonight. We also have some dense haze, so after the cloudiness from that wave dissipates, we're going to have a few hazy days, maybe lasting into the into the next week or so. For the weekend, look for hazy conditions. No other significant features right now, so we are concentrating on the cloudiness with that wave. Still lots of activity in the vicinity of the islands, and we do have some patches in and between with some thunder showers, so don't be surprised if we do have a few peals of thunder during the nighttime. Quite a bit of showers still around the region. Radar image from early on shows lots and lots of showers still. It's dissipating a bit, but with the nighttime we can expect some more showers to redevelop. The forecast for Monday night is showers, some of which may be heavy and possibly accompanied by thunder. Northeasterly winds between 8 and 18 miles per hour, but gusting in excess of 25 miles per hour sometimes. Minimum temperature 23. Moon will be there It rose at 7:09 and it's going to set at 6:48 in the morning. Showers again are in the forecast for Tuesday. Southeasterly winds between 12 and 24 miles per hour. Moderate seas, 5 to 7 foot waves. Well, moderate to slightly choppy, 5 to 7 foot waves. The sun is going to rise at 5:47 and set at 6:35. 25 is the expected max. It will feel like 25. Port of Spain and Bridgetown are both in for occasional showers with fair skies in Kingston and thunderstorms in Miami. Sunshine in New York, London, partly cloudy. Back here at home, the showers are expected to ease by Wednesday into Thursday. Temperatures will be in the early 30s, partly cloudy skies on those days. Still about a 50% chance of the odd shower. That's into Friday. Possibility of showers returning for the weekend and becoming partly cloudy again from Monday onwards. That's it for me for Monday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Join me again on Wednesday.
MTV Weather Report was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
And now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. The Postal Corporation workers have called for more money and better working conditions. Meanwhile, it's been day 3 with still no resolution for the Republic Bank workers. Grenada has celebrated as CARICOM turns 50. And in sport, national swimmers have performed exceptionally well at the CAC Games. Congratulations to them indeed. We've had details to those and other stories a look to at the public forecast information. So now, on behalf of the news and production departments, I'm Tony Julian. We all thank you for viewing and wish you a good night.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Holy Natural Spring Water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolks said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is a place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
This is Dick Whittinghill saying, welcome to another episode of Cousin Roy in Movie Land, the program that asks the question, can a shy but talented boy from a small town in the Ozarks find happiness as a famous Hollywood recording artist? And now, let's follow Cousin Roy.
Gertrude Thompson, also known as Alona George of Shantymel St. Patrick, who resided at Fontenoy St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 13th June 2023, at the age of 75. She was the mother of Helen Euler George Thompson, Margaret George, Rhonda Saron George, Kenda and Kashka Thompson in Canada, and Sekou Thompson in Grenada. Stepmother of Sandra Andrews and Gillian Sylvester Vasquez in the USA, Anthony Alexander and Alison Blair in Trinidad, Junior Panchu and Cassandra Caliste in Grenada. Grandmother of Olanza, Gerard, Sasha, Otis, Caden, Kai, Henry, Luca, Kahim, Shakir and Kayla. Great-grandmother of Tishana, Zayden, Javier, Zarian, Jaden and Joshua. Sister of Arthur Francis and Bishop Dr. Gifford Clement in the USA, Godfrey Thompson, Brenda Perry and Esther McLean in Grenada, and Sandra George in Canada. Mother-in-law of Vanda Joseph and Melissa Sudd. Sister-in-law of Denise Clement, Bernard Bull Perry, and Wilbert McLean. Aunt of many including Erin, Ernestine, Jimmy, Camo, Kimo, Anne, and Zariah. Godmother of Margaret Etienne and Michelle Samuel. Many other relatives and friends in Grenada, Trinidad, the USA, England, and Canada, including the Thompson family of Shantymel and Caliste, the George family of Shantymel and St. Mark, the Lewis, Noel, and Charles families of Shantymel, the Thomas family of Shantymel and Fontenoy, the Harry Joseph family of Concord and St. George, the Samuel family of Fontenoy and St. David, Julian Gross Lewis, Betty Regis and family, Julian Neptune, Dennis Deanne, Kathy Abraham and family, Josephine Caliste and family, Anthea Bain and family, and friends and neighbours of Fontenoy, Cherry Hill and Grand Mall. The funeral service for the late Gertrude Thompson, also known as Alona George of Shantymel St. Patrick, who resided at Fontenoy St. George, will take place on Wednesday, July 5th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill, St. George's, according to Pentecostal rites, and interment will be at the St. George's Centre Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Peter Densley Martin, also known as Parley of Shantymel, who resided at Plain St. Patrick, died on Monday, June 12, 2023, at the age of 80. Left to Mona his lifelong companion, Maudlin, children Joni, Richard, Emon, Ghana, and Ronald Martin. Adopted son, Rondell Frame. 6 grandchildren, including Risa, Morris, and Malcolm. 2 sisters. Many nieces and nephews, including Tony Nicholas, Joseph Belfon and family, Eulin Pascal and family, and Agnes Pascal and family. Caregivers Hazel and Thomas, and Bernadine Mark. Other relatives and friends including Labby, Frame, Don, Teresa, Ching, Tonya, Bill Phillip, Joycelyn Rayburn, Alex and Ronald Phillip, Arthur Francis, Sherma, Donald, Lawrence and Margaret Frame, Keith Belfon and family, the Nicholas family of Shantimel, the Martin family of Darbo, and neighbours and friends of Shantimel, Plains and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Peter Densley Martin, also known as Parley, of Shantimel, who resided at Plains St. Patrick, will take place on Wednesday, July 5th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Patrick's RC Church, Sataz, and entombment will be at the Marley Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Joseph Lewis, also known as Choice Man, of Florida St. John, who resided at Coast Guard St. Mark, passed away on Saturday 10th June 2023 at the age of 83. He was the life companion of Eunice Frederick, father of Nurse Julia Julian Bartholomew, Nurse Elutha Alexis, Catherine Julian Alexis, and Desmond Frederick in the USA, stepfather of Davis, Stephen, Arthur, Terry, and Glenna Frederick, grandfather of Davona King, Eluvia, Joshua and Ethan Bartholomew, Cyrus Frederick, Kevin and Kevon, great-grandfather of Riley and Zoe Bartholomew and Thiago King, brother of Christine John and Aline Lewis in the USA, father-in-law of Desmond Alexis, Joseph Bartholomew, and Sherry Frederick, uncle of many including Judy Lewis, Dolores Modeste, Gemma and Debbie, Rodney, Andy, Troy and Larry Lewis, and Sam John. Many other relatives and friends including Let Fraser, Merle, Mike, the Lewis family of Warve and Ladigue, the Welsh family, and friends and neighbours of Coast Guard and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Joseph Lewis, also known as Choice Man, of Florida St. John, who resided at Coast Guard St. Mark, will take place on Wednesday, July 5th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Mark the Evangelist Catholic Church, Victoria, and interment will be at the Coast Guard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Carol Norma John of Lower Capital Birchgrove St. Andrew passed away on Sunday 18th June 2023 at the age of 43. She was the daughter of Alithia Rogers, wife of Albert John, mother of Kadeen, Aaliyah, Keziah, and Katie John, sister of Karen Henry, Ian Phillip, Chrisma Phillip, Kenny Phillip, Joel Phillip, Dwight Phillip, Shabatha Lalji, Axel Phillip, and Alicia Phillip, aunt of 18, close friend of Nixon Fletcher. Other family and friends including the Foray, John, Charles, and Phillip families, and friends at the Pentecostal and Adventist churches Birchgrove and the Birchgrove community, and relatives residing abroad, especially Uncle Roy and Auntie Valerie. The funeral of the late Carol Norma John of Lower Capital Birchgrove St. Andrew will take place on Thursday, July 6th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Birchgrove New Testament Church, and interment will be at the St. Rose Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Walter Anthony McIntyre, also known as Carlyle, Manitou and Spice, of Grandon St. George, passed away on Friday 2nd June 2023 at the age of 70. He was the father of Dr. Elquimedo Oscar Aline and Calvin and Donica McIntyre in the USA, stepfather of Ruthie, Candy, Sasha, and Chaka in the USA, grandfather of Carol, Cameron, Zuri, and Zakai McIntyre, step-grandfather of Unique, Jacinda, Leilani, Kalyani, Saranhi, Zaire, and Kirani, great-grandfather of Asaya, brother of Emerson, Richard, Paul, and Perron McIntyre, Paula St. Louis, and Pat Donna Campbell in Grenada, David, Mark, Zoe, Rory, and Elroy Charles in the UK, nephew of Carmen McIntyre, Lynette Park, Cynthia, and Ralph Williams, brother-in-law of Anastasia McIntyre, Pat Bowman, also known as Mrs. Dr. Sabi, Pastor Elisha St. Louis, and Dr. Michael Campbell, father-in-law of Adriana and Leanne, uncle of many including Evelyn, Abigail, Elizabeth, Brittany, Oprah, Brian, Jaron, Jamie, Jamil, Remy and Zachary. Caregiver and special friend, Pauline Newton. Godfather of Junior, Tamika, Charmaine, and Adrian. Many relatives and friends, including David, Denois and Jesse McIntyre, Ann Peters, Peter Bernard, Shabba in Trinidad, Ashley St. Bernard and family, Elvin Wells and family, Margaret Robinson and family, Randy Newton, the McIntyre, Coutain, Latouche, Andrews, Dubiset, Depradine, Joseph and Williams families in Grenada, Trinidad and the USA, the Charles, John and Francis families of Plaisance, Walker, Trinidad, Canada, the USA and the United Kingdom, the Tropman family in the USA, the Link family of Lamode, and friends and neighbours of Café Beau Hill and Jean Anglais. The funeral service for the late Walter Anthony McIntyre, also known as Carlyle, Manitou and Spice, of Grand'Anse St. George, will take place on Thursday, July 6th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill, St. George's, followed by private cremation. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Paul Emile Jules of Leicester, Carriacou, who resided at Mount Craven St. Patrick, a well-known fisherman, passed away on Monday 19th June 2023 at the age of 70. He was the father of Ronnie, Roquel, Rolanda, Ranel and Rashon, grandfather of Raymond, Rinaldo, Diamond, Maya, Rihanna, Giovanni, Jamari and Neftali, father-in-law of 2, brother of Markavia Alexander, Juliet Joseph, and Altina and Teresa Jules, uncle of many. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Pastor Joshua McKee, Niles George and Dexter Charles, the Jules family of Leicester and St. Patrick, the Charles family of Rosehill, Riversally and Soubise, and the Joseph, Alexander and Paulson families of Carriacou and St. Patrick, the fishermen of Leicester, Sauters and Aileron, and friends and neighbours of Carriacou, Mount Craven and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Paul Emile Jules of Leicester, Carriacou, who resided at Mount Craven St. Patrick, will take place on Thursday, July 6th at 12 noon. Funeral service will be held at the Riversally Pentecostal Church, and interment will be at the Riversally Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Mary Monica Williams of Tempe St. George passed away on Saturday 27th May 2023 in Trinidad at the age of 53. She was the wife of Shane Williams, daughter of Alan Simon, mother of Kareem, Shay, Chantel, Shakim and Zion, sister of Anne-Marie, Erlene, Irma, Shirley-Ann, Beverly, Valerie, Derek, Robert and Junior, aunt of many, cousin of many. Many other relatives and close friends, including Rhonda Barber and family of St. Vincent, the general manager and staff of Nawassa, the pastor and members of the New Life Fellowship Church, Victory World Impact Ministries in Canada, the Garden of Prayer for All Nations Deliverance Center in Point Fort in Trinidad, members of the Joshua Generation Ministry, New Birth Prayer and Deliverance Sanctuary, the Church of God of Prophecy, Faith Deliverance Tabernacle, Eternal Love Ministry, the Lucas Street New Testament Church, Harvest Time Assembly, Montmoritz, the Garden of Prayer, and friends and neighbors of Tempe and surrounding areas, and in the USA, Canada, England, and Trinidad. The funeral of the late Mary Monica Williams of Tempe, St. George, will take place on Friday, July 7th at 11:30 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the Gateway Assembly, Caliste, and interment will be at the Wilberforce Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Monica Bernadette Samuel Alexis, also known as Monix or Young Girl, of La Femme, who resided at Westerhall St. David and in Trinidad, transformed this life peacefully on Friday, June 16, 2023, at the age of 81. She was the godmother of Grace Lewis, sister of Jane Isaac of Beaton and Dennis Samuel, niece of Sonny Francis of Westerhall, aunt of many including Joseph and Leslie Samuel, Christine Hector, and Wendy Bloomfield in the USA, grand and great aunt of many including David Burris, Katisha George, Samantha, Kenisha, Kenaya, and Angel Lewis, sister-in-law of Cynthia Grenade Samuel. Other relatives and friends including Angela Rogers of Barbados, the Antwine family of Barbados and Grenada, the Noel, Felix, Samuel, Francis, and Alexis families in Grenada, and friends and neighbors in Trinidad. The funeral of the late Monica Bernadette Samuel Alexis, also known as Monix or Young Girl, of La Femme, who resided at Westerhall St. David and in Trinidad, will take place on Friday, July 7th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at Bailey's Chapel, Coronage, St. George's, and interment will be at the Wilberforce Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Aaron Dominic Douglas Daniel John, also known as AJ, Akela, and Baker, of Tophill Carriacou, who resided at John Anglais St. George and Mondelez St. David, passed away on Sunday, 11th June 2023, at the age of 73. Left to mourn are his brothers Kenneth, Anthony, Joseph John in Carriacou, Ricardo, Paul and Winston Keynes Douglas in Grenada, and Andrew John in the USA. Sisters Monica Akins in the UK and Morella Bishop in the USA. Nieces and nephews Roy, Ronika, Mishka, Jarvis, Charlotte, Stacy, Leah, Kendall, Andrea, and many other nieces, nephews, and cousins too numerous to mention. Adopted father of many, including Daniel Danny John in the UK, Justin Telesford, Christopher Alexander, and many others. Godfather of many, too numerous to mention. Other relatives and friends including the Charles and John families in Carriacou, the US and the United Kingdom, the Keynes Douglas family in Grenada, the Redhead family in Grenada and the US, the staff at George F. Huggins, members of the St. John's Ambulance Brigade, members of the 1st Grenada Scout Group, and the Blessed Sacrament Church Grand Arms, and friends and neighbors of Mondelez, Jean Anglais, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Aaron Dominic Douglas Daniel John, also known as AJ, Akela, and Baker, of Tophill Carriacou, who resided at John Anglais St. George and Mondelez St. David, will take place on Monday, July 10th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Blessed Sacrament Church, Grandon St. George, and entombment will be at the Hillsborough Cemetery, Carriacou, on Tuesday, July 11th. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Bernard Buckmeyer, also known as Strongman, of Pedmotor St. David, who resided at Montgelou St. George, passed away on Friday, 23rd June 2023, at the age of 67. Left to mourn are his wife Petrolina Gibson, children Natalie Bridgman, Lynessa, and Jonathan Gibson, brothers and sisters Raymond Buckmeyer, Rosalind Kennedy, Bob Buckmeyer, Terry Buckmeyer, Deborah Buckmeyer, and Wilfred Buckmeyer, grandson Easton Marcus Gibson, brothers-in-law James Kennedy and Neil Alexis, sisters-in-law Barbara Buckmeyer and Jackie Buckmeyer, aunt-in-law Elaine Buckmeyer in Canada, aunt Anne Buckmeyer and family of River Road, nieces and nephews too numerous to mention. Other close relatives and friends including Alice Gibson and family, Dwan Noel, Mrs. Valda Brown, Bowen Louisaw and family, the Courtney family, James Park and family, Gentle de Gale and family, all of Mongeloo, Norge Mitchell and family of Pedmotar, Arthur Amede of Hopeville, Jefferson Niles and family of Westerhall, Stephen Johnson and family of Westerhall, Lieben Clark, the Mail & Smith family in the USA and England, Eugene Julian and family of Pedmotar, Mr. Carlisle Gabriel of Woburn, Doreen Bain of Marion, the Bridgman family of Mount Horn, and friends and family of Mongeloo, Marion, Pedmotar and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Bernard Buckmeyer, also known as Strongman of Pedmotar St. David, who resided at Mongeloo St. George, will take place on Tuesday, 11th July at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Vincent Anglican Church, Mongeloo, and interment will be at the Mongeloo Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Cutie St. John Worm of Grandon St. George, who resided in New York, passed away on Thursday, 17 February 2022 in New York, at the age of 50. Left to Mona, her husband Hilton Worm, also known as Beela, daughter Caitlin Worm in New York, sisters Janice, Agnes, Linda, Nettia, Joan and Corinne, brothers Christopher and Robert, many nieces, nephews, cousins, in-laws, neighbors and friends in Grenada and New York. A memorial service for the late Cutie St. John Worm of Grandon St. George, who resided in New York, USA, will take place on Tuesday, 11th July at 1:30 p.m. Service will be held at the Blessed Sacrament Church, Grandons, followed by interment of ashes at the Grandon Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Pearl Agnes Bernard, née Fletcher, also known as Mother, of Monroe Street, Victoria, St. Mark, who resided at Snell Hall and Lower Morley St. Patrick and in Toronto, Canada, passed away on Tuesday, 13th June 2023, at the age of 100. She was the mother of Ronald Fletcher, Joan Bernard Lewis, Jude and Joel Bernard in Grenada, Dennis Fletcher in the UK, Erlyn Hollis, Jeanette, Judith, Claire and Fred Bernard in Canada, and Christine Bernard Amoa in the USA. Grandmother of Janine Bernard, Tony, Alicia, Alexandria, Julie, Tracy, Miriam Bartholomew, Larry Hollis, Sheldon, Carl and Roland Fletcher, Lisa Murray, Crispin, Shadane, Jamar, Dr. Kelvin Bernard, Dr. Judelyn Bernard Bailey, Jodelle Bernard Alexander, Joel Bernard Jr., Sammy and John Fletcher. Adopted grandmother of Roydell, Godwin and Rondell. Great-grandmother of Adrian, Fabian, Faith, Dr. Ryan Hollis, Kirby, Sierra, Chelsea, Aidan, Naomi, Ava, Bryce, Zachary, Jasmine, Zoe, Keturah and Kimora, Amelia, Adira, Xavier and Talia. Mother-in-law of Sal Fletcher, Verdlin, Dale and Elaine Bernard, Dr. John Amoa, and Leroy Jones. Sister of Eva, Kingsley and Denzel in Grenada, Cedric, Joy and Esther in the USA, and Ralph in Trinidad. Aunt of many, including Gerald, Sam, Dr. Albert Fletcher, Dr. Stephen Fletcher, Edith, Eva, Sylvia, Dennis, Janice, Leadon, John, Carol, Louise, Deborah, Erin, Kelvin, Paul, and Carol. Sister-in-law of Dorette and Centillia Fletcher. Caretaker, Carleon Jeremiah. Other relatives and friends, including the Fletcher family of St. Mark, St. John, and St. George, the Bernard, Thomas, Bartholomew, and Charles families of Snell Hall, the Barry family of Lamode, Pastor Christopher Williams, Lincoln Bernard and family, Rufus Palmer and family, the pastor and members of the Kingsview SDA Church, Canada, the Satires Seventh-day Adventist Church, and the SDA community in Grenada, and friends and neighbors in Toronto, Canada, and at Marley, Lamode, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Pearl Agnes Bernard, née Fletcher, also known as Mother, of Monroe Street, Victoria, St. Mark, who resided at Snell Hall and Lower Morley St. Patrick, and in Toronto, Canada, will take place on Tuesday, 11th July at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Satires, and interment will be at the Morley Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Augustine David King, also known as Zab, Beggs and Augustus, of Bylands, who resided at Subi St. Andrew, retired truck driver of GCNA, passed away on Saturday 3rd June 2023 at the age of 70. He was the father of nurse Kenesha King, Oswald and Goodness in the USA, adopted father of Wade in the USA, grandfather of Ethan, Osel, Osim, Ayana and Onika, brother of Wellington in the USA, Byron in Trinidad, Henry, Christopher, Gemma, Valerie, Louisa, Anne-Marie and Teresa, also known as Honey, uncle of many including Sharon, Ken, Shamali, Vianne and Vanessa, brother-in-law of Lucy, Alban and David, cousin of many. Many relatives and friends including Margaret and family in Trinidad, the Beggs, Alexander and King's families of Bylands, Mirabeau, Monthorn and Birchgrove, the pastor and members of the Monlong Pentecostal Church, Carmen and family, past and present employees of GCNA, and friends and family of Petite Martinique, Soubise and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Augustine David King, also known as Zab, Beggs and Augustus, of Bylands, who resided at Soubise St. Andrew, will take place on Tuesday, 11th July at 1:30 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Grenville Pentecostal Lighthouse, and interment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Home. Jasmine Lewis, also known as Nenny, of Wharf St. John, passed away on Thursday, 22nd June 2023, at the age of 92. The funeral arrangements for the late Jasmine Lewis, also known as Nenny, of Wharf St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Home. Francis Bernard James, also known as Presley, and Brandy Pling, of Coast Guard St. Mark, passed away on Thursday, 29th June 2023, at the age of 75. The funeral arrangements for the late Francis Bernard James, also known as Presley, and Brandy Pling, of Coast Guard St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Home. John T. Jordan Josiah Robinson of Lansopine, who resided at Caliste St. George, passed away on Saturday, 17th June 2023, at the age of 24. The funeral arrangements for the late John T. Jordan Josiah Robinson of Lansopine, who resided at Caliste St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Home. Franklin Christopher Humphrey, also known as Coy, of Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, passed away on Friday, 23rd June 2023, at the age of 44. The funeral arrangements for the late Franklin Christopher Humphrey, also known as Coy, of Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Home. Clint Thornhill, also known as Police, of Constantine St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 27th June 2023, at the age of 27. The funeral arrangements for the late Clint Thornhill, also known as Police, of Constantine St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Home. Terry Foray, also known as Puta, of St. David Street, Victoria St. Mark, passed away on Saturday, 17th June 2023, at the age of 57. The funeral arrangements for the late Terry Foray, also known as Puta, of St. David Street, Victoria St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Home. Hensley Miles, also known as Yellow, of Pedmotar St. David, passed away on Wednesday, 21st June 2023, at the age of 57. The funeral arrangements for the late Hensley Miles, also known as Yellow, of Pedmotar St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Home. Marita Batiste Batson, also known as Maritz and Granny, of Laborie, who resided at Spring St. George, passed away on Monday 26th June 2023 at the age of 90. The funeral arrangements for the late Marita Baptiste Batson, also known as Maritz, and Granny of Laborie, who resided at Spring St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Veronica Noel, also known as Vitalis Hagley, of Montu St. George, passed away on Tuesday 13th June 2023 at the age of 99. The funeral arrangements for the late Veronica Noel, also known as Vitalis Hagley, of Montu St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Royston Godfrey Jelliso, also known as Red George, of Mardi Gras St. David, died on Thursday 22nd June 2023 at the age of 56. The funeral arrangements for the late Royston Godfrey Jelliso, also known as Red George of Mardi Gras St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Catherine Campbell, also known as Catherine Drayton of River Road, who resided at Spring St. George, passed away on Monday 26th June 2023 at the age of 84. The funeral arrangements for the late Catherine Campbell, also known as Catherine Drayton of River Road, who resided at Spring St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Rickelson Toussaint, also known as Rick Boy and Baby Boy, of River Sally St. Patrick, passed away on Tuesday, June 20th, 2023, at the age of 20. The funeral arrangements for the late Rickelson Toussaint, also known as Rick Boy and Baby Boy, of River Sally St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Catherine Lucille Frederick of Bellevue St. David, who resided in Canada, passed away on Saturday 17th June 2023 at the age of 83. The funeral arrangements for the late Catherine Lucille Frederick of Bellevue St. David, who resided in Canada, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. WRC Leslie and Jacinta Braveboy of Lauriston Carriacou passed away on Wednesday 21st June 2023 at the age of 53. The funeral arrangements for the late WRC Leslie and Jacinta Braveboy of Lauriston Carriacou will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Joy Veronica Ned of Grosse Pointe St. Mark passed away on Friday 16th June 2023 at the age of 70. The funeral arrangements for the late Joy Veronica Ned of Grosse Pointe St. Mark will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Garvin Sean McGilvery of Beausejour St. George died on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023 at the age of 39. The funeral arrangements for the late Garvin Sean McGilvery of Beausejour St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Hubert Ewart Braffett, also known as Bert, Campaign and Braff, of Mongelou, who resided at Woburn St. George, passed away on Tuesday 13th June 2023 at the age of 73. The funeral arrangements for the late Hubert Ewart Braffett, also known as Bert, Campaign and Braff, of Mongelou, who resided at Woburn St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Joseph Hagley, also known as Bonnie, of Bellevue St. David, who resided in the USA, passed away on Thursday 15th June 2023 at the age of 62. The funeral arrangements for the late Joseph Hagley, also known as Bonnie, of Bellevue St. David, who resided in the USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Nicola Cara George of Rosehill St. Patrick passed away on Thursday, 8th June 2023, at the age of 39. The funeral arrangements for the late Nicola Cara George of Rosehill St. Patrick will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Imelda Lena Batiste, also known as Mama, of Shantymel St. Patrick, who resided in London, England, peacefully passed away on Monday, May 1st, 2023 in London, at the age of 68. The funeral arrangements for the late Imelda Lena Batiste, also known as Mama, of Shantymel St. Patrick, who resided in London, England, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thank you for watching.
Rest it in the Lord Jesus Christ. Give him that sorrow, that pain. I know it's painful to see that our loved one go, but Jesus Christ in Isaiah chapter 5 tells us that he have taken all of that for us. He was wounded for our transgression. He was bruised for our iniquity. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and by his stripes you would be healed from that loss, brothers and sisters. You would be healed. You would soon overcome. You would still be strengthened. Look at the Lord Jesus Christ. Was bruised, beaten, spit upon, died upon a cross. His mother was there watching that child. Took so much of mankind for nothing that he have done. Yet for her, he took it all upon himself. So today, me and you, when we see what happened to our life, we can look on the cross and know there is a better future for us. It's the same thing here. When I would even say to you, sometimes when some loved one die, according to the condition of that, brothers and sisters, we should more rejoice than being sorrowful, because God have known the best of that for us. All I want to say here to you today, that trust in God, despite whatsoever it is, get that inner faith, that inner peace. He said, cast all the cares upon him. He said, my yoke is easy and my burden is, just cast it upon him, brother. I know it might be difficult for you to think about how could you do it. Just give it a try. Just a step of faith. Just say, Lord, have your way in me. Lord, keep me through these trial times. And he will do it. He will keep you. When you read through the Psalms 23, the Lord is our shepherd. We shall not want. You read through that Psalms and you recognize that David himself was going through a testing time. And you recognize, even as he said, yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. You may be walking through the valley of the shadow of death now, but you don't have to fear that evil, brothers and sisters. Because the Lord, the rod and the staff will comfort you. He will take you through that. He will carry you through. God carried the children of Israel through. He can carry you through today. Just give him your all. Give him that trust. You know why sometimes we go through many grief and pain and sorrow for weeks and for days. Sometimes we even take some loved ones with them. Because why? Our heart and our faith is not with the Lord. But I'm telling you today, just trust in the Lord. Just trust in the Lord and he will see you through. Just trust in the Lord and he will make that way for you. Stretch your arm right now and I will pray with you. Father in heaven, I thank you for the God that who you are. You don't think it as men, oh God, Father God. Lord, sometimes when you're moaning and groaning, you are still walking. And Father, now you are walking on these lives, oh God, Father. Those who have grieved and have lost ones, oh God, and to them, oh God, all is lost. Father, I know you can restore back unto them presently now. That faith, oh God, Father, that joy. Lord, even David has spoken about it, oh God, in Psalms 51. Oh, restore unto me the joy Oh God, Lord, and I pray tonight, I pray now, oh God, Father Lord, that you would restore back unto them, oh God, Lord, that they, oh God, Father Lord, would put their trust in you. Lord, yet, oh God, Father Lord, the memory, the evil forces, oh God, the hell, death, and all his guilt and his foes, oh God, Father Lord, even, oh God, the neighbors and friends and relatives may come to remind them of the past, oh God, to haunt their life. But God, I pray now, oh God, that you would take it away, oh God, Father Lord, that the memory that you would give them is one to last, oh God, Father, of eternity, oh God, looking, oh God, Father Lord, that they would meet that loved one at someday, oh God, and they would be together again in joy and happiness, oh God, Father Lord, never to depart, oh God, Father Lord. I pray now that you touch them, oh Father in heaven, oh God, Lord, you are all hearing God, and Father, I know you will not fail me. Bless them tonight, oh God, Father, bless them today, oh God, wheresoever they are, oh God, whosoever they are. Reach out to them, oh God, Lord, and rest your nail-scar hand upon them and bring them into that fold, that they would understand that, as you said, oh God, as you rise, they would rise on the last day. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. God bless you. I hope what I have shared with you will bring some closure to your pain, your grief, and your sorrow, and God will take you on to a brighter tomorrow. God bless you.
Holy natural spring water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the